everybody, it's Lori from from Uplift Fitness, and tonight I want to talk to you about the pain in your butt. It's very common that a lot of people get what's called piriformis syndrome. Sometimes they'll call it sciatic pain, but it's that pain that kind of starts in your butt and runs down your leg. And there's just a couple tips I wanted to talk to you about tonight. One of the first things I always recommend when somebody is suffering from this pain in the butt is make sure that you're foam rolling. And to use this foam roller, you sit right on it, you're gonna cross one leg over and lean into the side that you've crossed. That's a common mistake that a lot of people make, is they'll get into their foam roller and they lean the other way. They'll lean the way I don't want them to lean. I always say, lean in the direction that your knee is bending. So imagine that your knee, whatever knee is bent, is an arrow telling you, lean this way, lean this way. So first thing with that foam roller is you want to kind of roll forward and back, left and right, till you find that spot in that glute butt area that is tender. And once you find it, you want to hold it right there. A lot of times I'll see people get on the foam roller and they'll roll around and they'll just kind of keep rolling. But I want you to find that spot that is tender and just hold it right there. A lot of the times the reason you're having this pain in your butt is because your sciatic nerve, and a big part of the population, actually runs through the piriformis muscle. And so we want to make sure that that piriformis muscle isn't too tight, and we do that by making sure that we're stretching it out, and one of the key ways to do that is make sure that you're foam rolling it. If the foam roller doesn't seem to really get in there where you have the pain, like you're kind of getting there but you really can't get on there, you can use something like a lacrosse ball or massage ball and then work to get in that spot. And again, you just want to find that spot and hold it there. The other thing that I want to talk about, besides the foam rolling to help this pain in the butt, is a couple different common stretches. So it's common to do the figure 4 stretch where you're crossing one leg over, okay? This is pretty common, but sometimes people will say, okay, now push that knee away. And then sometimes people say, okay, now pull it in. And what I wanted to talk to you about is that both of these are correct, but they are doing different things. So you will feel them differently. You'll feel it different when you push it away than when you pull it towards you. Both of them are good. One of them will hit the piriformis more than the other, but it's not that one is right and one is wrong, but they do different things. So think about that when you're doing that figure 4 stretch on the floor. Seems like there was something else I wanted to tell you about that figure 4 stretch. Maybe that was it, pushing it away. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about in relation to this pain in your butt is the clam exercise. So a common exercise that I use with a lot of clients to kind of warm up their glutes is the clam exercise. And you may have seen the clam exercise done a couple of different ways. So when the clam exercise is done, there's 2 different ways. So when the clam exercise is done with your knees in line with your hips and rotating that up, now we're really focusing on hitting the gluteus muscles. When it's done with your knees in front, then we're actually working the piriformis muscle a little bit more. So if you have had a hip replacement, which I know a number of my clients have, we want to put those knees in front because that piriformis muscle was cut when you got that knee replacement. But if you're not a hip replacement, if you didn't get a hip replacement, then we probably want to keep those knees a little bit more in line with your body as you're doing that clam exercise. So positioning does kind of play a role on this clam exercise. And of course, the other key when you're doing clam exercise is make sure those hips stay in line. A lot of times I see people kind of rolling back because they're trying to get more range of motion, but really we just want to keep those hips in line. And if you put your hand in front and just push down a little bit, that will help you assure that you're not rolling back. So just a couple tips on that pain in the butt, whether you call it sciatic pain or piriformis syndrome, there is a couple differences between the two, but for the purposes of this, I just kind of wanted to give you a couple tips on that pain in the butt. So I hope you all have a great week.